Alright, we should be live. I think that I've got my sound settings correct this time. If you hear a little bit of hissing in the background, it's the Instant Pot. I've just cooked the chicken that we'll be using for the chicken salad. But first up today we're going to start off with some mayonnaise because both the egg salad and the chicken salad rely on mayonnaise. So starting with the mayonnaise just seems like a good place to start, really. That way we can actually make the other things that we want to make. So for mayonnaise, it's pretty simple. We're going to be using Kenji Lopez Alt's recipe. So I'm going to grab some eggs here. Go. And so this is going to be making about a cup. As I look through here, we're going to end up using about a cup overall. The chicken salad recipe that I have linked down below says 3/4 cup. That's probably on the high side. We're going to start it with about a 1/4 cup and kind of just go from there. So for our mayonnaise, we're just going to be making one serving of this, which is going to be about a cup. We're going to take one egg. This is one thing that the immersion blender is really, really handy for. It's basically perfect when it comes to making stuff like mayonnaise, and I do not have the proper cup for it. That would probably be a good thing for me to get. Hey Starhawk, thanks for joining. Let's see here, we've got an egg, now we need to grab some lemon juice, because of course we always love our lemon juice. It says from half a lemon. I do not have any lemons on hand this week, so we're just going to use the next best thing, which is pre-squeezed lemon juice. We're going to put about a tablespoon in there or so. I'm okay with it being just a little bit more citrusy because I happen to like that. Your tastes may vary. And next up we're going to put in some mustard, and I had some Dijon mustard that I swear I have right here. There it is. And we're going to put in about a teaspoon, approximately. That's probably it, about right there. And now we're going to go ahead and use our immersion blender. Let's get this all blended up. Now you can tell when I put this in that the head of the blender is significantly smaller than the circumference of the jar I'm using. That's not ideal. I should have something that's approximately the size of the immersion blender, and I'm planning on getting something for that. I just haven't gotten around to it. All I'm saying is that if you're, not making this tonight and you're planning on something in the future, be smarter than me. It's kind of the theme of all of this. Alright, we are going to go ahead and turn this on. Alright, mix up that first bit. Now we're going to add in some garlic. Now since this is the easy meals, we're just going to be using pre-minced garlic. Normally this is where I would make a lot of jokes about peeling garlic and stuff, but I'm taking the easy way out tonight, and I'm just going to grab some pre-minced stuff. And I'm putting in a little bit extra because I like garlic. And because garlic tastes good. All Alrighty, and now we're going to go ahead and grab our oil. This is where you'd want a nice neutral oil. In my case tonight I'm using vegetable oil. But you want a nice neutral oil in there to round everything out without adding too much flavor. We're going to be putting in a cup. This is probably where I should have grabbed my measuring cups beforehand. There is 1 cup of oil. We are just going to pour in. We're going to let that settle for a couple moments. We want everything to kind of separate a little. This would probably be a little bit easier if I hadn't already mixed up the first bit, but it will still work. All right. Now it's time to mix everything up and actually have our mayonnaise all come together right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. See if I can bring this down and get kind of a better shot of what's going on. But basically that mixture is all being sucked around in the bottom. As we slowly start to move it up, move it around a little bit. We're getting a very liquidy mayonnaise. Which, as we continue blending it, becomes smoother and turns into full-fledged mayonnaise. Let's just get this off of our blades here so it doesn't go everywhere. I should have grabbed like a plate or something to put this on, but I didn't. It's okay, my cutting board can be cleaned. Alright. So, that is how you make mayonnaise, and we've got, it's still definitely a little on the liquidy side, but that's completely fine for what we're doing, and it will taste great. It is very good. Maybe just a little bit of salt. Thinking salt would be good. I really like the little bit of lemon. I know I put a little bit of extra in there. I think that that absolutely worked out well. We're going to put in some salt. Yep, that's great. Get that nice little bit of citrus along with everything else, which is basically perfect. So we've got a high quality homemade mayonnaise, and remember, this is a step that if you already have mayonnaise on hand, it's not something that you need to go through. I am out, so I'm doing it this way, but it's a fast and easy recipe, and it works really well. Alright, so we're going to start off, well, we've already started, but we're going to continue with our chicken salad because that's what I have in the pot. And so for this, we're going to just be using some ground ginger, some salt. Basically, I mean, it's just whatever I had linked down below. if I can figure out where I put my ground ginger. There it is. I'm going to move this recipe out of the way. Grab something to spare my bamboo cutting board from the chicken breast I'm about to put on it. I did already cook the chicken breast, so it is currently in the Instant Pot cooling. So let's pull that out. It's very, very hot. I suggest not sticking your hand into a hot Instant Pot. It's not fun. It smells better than the one that I had last time, or that I had before, but still not perfect. Okay. We've got our cooked chicken here, which we are going to be cubing. Yes, 3 cups cubed cooked chicken or canned chicken, and we'll have a little bit less than that, but that's perfectly fine. I'm cooking for 2 people, so I usually am fine with things coming out a little bit small. You know, my grabbing that with bare hands is probably not a great idea. I've definitely had smarter ideas in the past. Luckily, that's what these are for. Not to help me have smarter ideas, but to help me handle hot things. Alright, we'll be using that again in a minute to work on our eggs, because we're going to be steaming our eggs. It makes the best eggs for egg salad. Actually, just the best hard-boiled eggs, period. So we'll be grabbing that back in a moment. And we're going to grab chef's knife. And we're just going to kind of cube up our chicken. Doesn't need to be perfect. A lot of this stuff will be falling apart. Or a lot of this will all be falling apart as we work with it. I was looking for approximately 1-inch cubes, or rectangles as the case may be. All right. And we probably got about 1.5 cups here, which is about right for 2 people. All right, in addition to that, we are going to be grabbing our bowl. Just putting all the chicken in there. And setting it off screen because I don't have enough, I don't have a large enough workspace for everything. Let's get the chicken thing out of there as well. So, with our chicken, we're going to take about a 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. About there, I think. All right, then we're going to take about 1/4 teaspoon, or 3/4 teaspoon rather, of salt. that in there. And we've got to get our red seedless grapes. And so these are going to be halved. I have them in my very full refrigerator somewhere. I'll get around to prepping before these at one point. Eventually. Maybe. Probably shouldn't make promises that I'm not going to be able to keep. We've got our red seedless grapes here. I'm going to just rinse these off. Notice on my watch that I just got pinged for something. I'll look at it in a minute. And we're just gonna grab some of our grapes here and try to get about a cup and a half. I like grapes in my chicken salad, so I am definitely going to go a little heavy on the grapes. Plus, grapes are healthy and good for you. All sorts of stuff. I got these grapes, I think, from Imperfect Foods again. I think that's where I got these. And once again, seems perfectly fine to me. I've been pretty impressed by their quality. I should put a referral link or something in my description. I keep on talking about them. I don't know, I like knowing where people get stuff, I guess, and I've enjoyed the service so far. I'm making some weird stuff, eh? Yeah, that sounds like me. I definitely do make weird stuff. I've really got to get a computer built in here that can handle some webcams. Started looking into that the other day, how much, what it would take to be able to reliably process a couple of webcams, encode that, and send it out. And I got a whole bunch of recommendations. I need like a dedicated graphics card and stuff in them. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if graphics cards drop in price, and go from there. It pops up on my phone, so I'm not really watching Slack. I'm just, it popped up on my watch and I saw the first part of it and I wanted to see the second bit. And I have a remote desktop running back to my desktop computer so that I can monitor the stream. And so I saw it there. But we're just going to get these all chopped up. Then after these, we're going to have some celery, which I feel like I also have celery for the egg salad, so we can actually chop a little bit extra there. Speaking of the egg salad, I should probably actually get the eggs put in. This is definitely one of those times where I wish that I had a sous chef, but I think that would sort of defeat the point of all of this. It's okay. I can be my own sous chef. This is an old recipe from my family, actually. So I have no idea exactly where it came from. I was talking with my mother the other day about recipes, and she said, "Oh, I've got this great chicken salad recipe if you're interested." And I said, "I'm always interested in chicken salad." So she sent it over. Alright, I'm going to quickly grab my Instant Pot bowl, which is full of water. Give it a very quick scrub before anything's had a chance to set. A little bit of water and soap. And once I've finished here in about another 15 seconds, all this is just reminding me that I need a way bigger kitchen. One day. Alright, now that we've got that, quick wipe, and we're going to make some hard-boiled eggs, which are going to cook while we finish up our chicken salad. So for this, I'm going to use the trivet for the Instant Pot, and I'm going to put in, oh, let's see, how many does it recommend? It recommends 6. I usually do an extra 1 or 2 beyond that. So we'll aim for 8. Four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm laying these out, which you can't actually see too well, but I'm laying these out in just a way that they don't really touch each other, and they're just kind of suspended there on the trivet. And now I'm going to grab some more water. Everyone, you need to put in about a cup to make the Instant Pot work and come up to pressure. I'm going to put in 2 cups. Because a little bit of extra water just makes everything go a little bit faster. At least anecdotally, it feels like that. And then I'm going to double check how long to put them in for. I'm pretty certain it's 8 minutes. I did this last time too, where I was like, I can't remember how long these are supposed to go in for, and I looked it up. Alright, so up 6 minutes. Alright, so it's a good thing I didn't do 8, because that would have been way too much. And we're going to try to put that on. There we go. So we're going to do 6 minutes. We're turning off the keep warm function. High pressure, no delay, and start that. So that'll take a minute or 2 to come up to pressure, and then it's going to make a lot of noise while it does that, and then it will cook for 6 minutes, and then we'll do a rapid release instead of a natural release. A natural release is a heck of a lot slower and will overcook things. So we'll do a rapid release. It'll take another minute or 2. But at the end of it, delicious, delicious eggs. All right. I have a pound of hatch chilies in there that I need to do something with. Probably hit them with a lot of heat and roast them. Then I haven't quite figured out what to do with them after that. Something. I'll do something with them. Alright, it's time for our chopped celery and our sliced green onions. I'm going to go ahead and grab those. Once again, I hope no one's watching this because they're like, oh wow, he's got everything prepped and ready to go, because that is very much not what this is. If you haven't figured out otherwise, I am very sorry for your lack of observational skills. And I'm going to frighten my cat by dropping stuff. Alright, so we're just going to grab a couple stalks of celery here. Probably not going to use all of them, but we'll have them on standby just in case. And then a couple green onions here, which have wilted a little bit. But I'm going to grab, I think, 3 of them. No, I'll do 4 of them. I swear I just got these the other day and they're already so wilted. I had other green onions that were in there that lasted forever. These just wilted immediately. It's possible they were slightly wilted already. That's okay, because I'm getting more tomorrow, so. We'll just strip off the bits that we don't want. Give everything a quick rinse to make sure it's all clean. And trim off the ends. Apparently just like that. Alright, I'm going to rinse off all of this. Use a little bit of soap, of course, because you don't know where it's been. Or who's touched it, or what animals have rubbed up against it, or worse. Hope you're all enjoying this whole theater of the mind of Ryan washing vegetables. As always, my goal is to provide everyone with the most well-rounded entertainment that they can possibly get. So I try to stimulate all of your senses. You know, I bet if I were to turn down the gain on that and just wash vegetables for 15 minutes, I could bill that as ASMR vegetable washing or ASMR cooking or something. It'd actually be pretty fun. All right. doing lots of little tiny cuts. We're getting enough here for both the egg salad and for the chicken salad. This should be enough for the chicken salad. So I will promptly spill parts of it everywhere and entirely fail to pick it up, because that's how these things work. Instead of trying to futilely do that, let's grab one of my favorite kitchen implements, the pastry cutter or bench scraper, which is basically all kinds of awesome. And we'll just quickly finish chopping this up for the egg salad. Obviously, you won't need anywhere near as many of these if you are only making one or the other. When you're doing both, make sure to mind your fingers here. Don't want to accidentally cut anything off that's not, green onion. Because that would end your, unless you have a taste for iron, it'll probably end your dinner plans pretty fast. Or lunch plans. This could be for lunch as well. The way I'm doing it, which is doing two things at once, is definitely slower than doing each of these individually. I've been able to make the egg salad in about 15 minutes before. And it's pretty fast once you have the green onion and everything. Alright, I'm going to set the green onion for the egg salad out of the way. And we're going to finish chopping up the celery for the chicken salad. Man, that smells good. Alright, we're going to roughly chop these up a little bit more so we don't have any full pieces in there. We've got lots of partial pieces of celery. Essentially, we're just trying to get rid of any big chunks. Alright, we're going to go ahead and dump that in. And then finally, we're going to grab our fresh mayonnaise. We're just going to put in about a quarter cup to start. We're going to just kind of combine all this together and just toss it gently. If you've got tongs or something like that, that's probably a better way to do this, but I am part caveman, and I took a couple classes of barbarian on my character sheet, so you all get to see me just grab and tear and basically combine everything. And this is the point where we're going to just break up some of this chicken a little bit, because no one wants to just bite into a gigantic chunk of chicken with nothing else. You can pre-shred the chicken if you'd like. I say it, after we're at the end of everything. I'm not exactly shredding it. I'm mostly just breaking apart the chunks. But I'm not doing a full-on shred. There you go. That is chicken salad, which is easy and fast. Am I going to become a zombie? I don't know. I think that depends on if I'm bitten. I think you only become a zombie if you're bitten. I'm not 100% certain about that. I could be wrong. Alright, so this is our chicken salad. I think it looks pretty good. Let me grab something to taste. Oh, actually, I had pita pockets. Where did I put those? Here they are. I realized this afternoon that I was completely out of pita pockets and I had to go and get some for this. It's not something I keep around all the time. And they have this very annoying seal, apparently. I am pretty impressed with the Whole Foods drive-up service. Oh, there's actually an extra one in there. Fun. I was able to just go online after realizing that I'd completely forgotten about pita and order something for pickup and pick it up on my way home from work. So that's nice. We're going to go ahead and open this up. I feel like I'm supposed to steam these or something, but it's been a while since I last had anything in pita pockets. But we'll go ahead and load these in. And I think I'm going to want a second serving, and I always like wrapping it up. But I think that looks pretty good to me. Try take. Think that this is showing off for the camera? I don't really know. I don't know where the camera's pointing. Yeah, look. Yeah, there we go. It's sort of pointing in the right direction. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. And yeah, that's pretty great. The crunchiness of the celery mixed with the sweetness of the grape, and then of course the onion and the chicken, it just works really well together. So that's a pretty good classic chicken salad sandwich, or chicken salad pita. Alright. And because today is a 2-for-1 special, next up is going to be egg salad. That's really good. I might snack on that during this. Alright. So, we've got our eggs finishing up. They've got another 2 minutes or so. So we're going to go ahead and get our celery. And this is supposed to be finely diced. And the egg salad recipe, by the way, is from J. Kenji Lopez Alt, who, as I have mentioned numerous times, is basically all kinds of awesome. And if you're not already following him, using his recipes, etc., what are you doing? You really should be. But Because I use his recipes all the time. Even on days when I'm not, streaming, half the time if I'm making something, it's something that I found on Serious Eats, either by him or one of his co-contributors. We're just going to give these a rough dice. Not too concerned about it being an incredibly fine dice because I actually like having a little bit of chunks in there. Alright. The eggs are ready, so I'm going to go ahead, and this will probably create some noise on my microphone, so I apologize in advance, but we've got to release that pressure somehow. And hopefully you can still hear me over the sound of the loud hissing. Or maybe it's just loud for me, I don't know. I have a noise gate on the microphone, which is supposed to help. So we've got our green onions, we've got our celery, we've got our mayonnaise. Oh, and where he says scallions, if you didn't know, scallions are just green onions. That's all they are. Yeah, it does sound a bit like a dishwasher. So scallions, they're green onions. They're interchangeable because they are the exact same thing. Alright, he calls for fresh parsley. I do not have fresh parsley on hand, and it is the weekend, or it's a weeknight. I wish it were the weekend. It's not. It's a weeknight. So, what I'm going to use here is lightly dried parsley. Okay, good, I'm glad to hear it's not too loud. Lightly dried parsley. So it's parsley, it's just dried. And I've used some of this before. I think I've also used a little bit of dried basil before, maybe. We're gonna put in a little bit more than that because we're supposed to have a tablespoon. It should be about there, I think. But yeah, it's the weeknight. You might not have it around. It's completely fine. Just use the dried stuff. It's identical. You might lose just a little bit of flavor, but no one's going to care because it's delicious. And because it's a weeknight, I am out of my nice glass bowls. Yeah, my washing is, the washing is also a lot closer to the microphone, so that probably doesn't help. So I'm out of my nice clean glass bowls because it is a weeknight and I have not finished doing dishes. That's kind of the point of this series, that these are easy meals to make on a weeknight where you haven't finished everything and you just want something fast. So you put everything into a bowl. We're going to put in about a quarter cup of mayonnaise. More, maybe about there. We're going to grab some more lemon because lemon makes everything taste good. We're just going to get a bunch of that in there. Again, I like it when it's citrusy, so I am definitely putting in more than the 1.5 teaspoons that they recommend, but in some ways it'll help to make up for my lack of zest. Technically, you're also supposed to zest a lemon into it. And while he says do a half a lemon, or a half teaspoon of zest rather, I just do zest from an entire lemon. It turns out great. Alright. We're going to get a little bit of salt into here. Still waiting for the Instant Pot to finish depressurizing so we can get those eggs out. For those eggs, oh, I should have grabbed another bowl because we're going to need to do an ice bath for those eggs. I will use the large white bowl that I have as opposed to any of the other clear bowls. And I'm just going to go ahead and get that filled up with water. I'm going to grab some ice, which is all off camera, so you just have to use your imagination. I feel like I've done something with hard-boiled eggs lately, so this bit is the same as that. Exact same process. You just grab a bunch of ice, a bunch of water. We're going to be sticking the eggs in the water to help prevent it, to shock it and prevent it from overcooking in the center. So, got our big thing of ice water. We're still waiting on the Instant Pot to finish pressurizing. If you hold down the button, it goes a little bit faster. Almost there. There we go. Alright, there are our eggs, all looking wonderfully eggy. We're going to go ahead and, with some assistance, because I have tried picking up these eggs before, when they were just coming straight out of the Instant Pot, and I instantly regretted it, because they are extremely hot. So I'm grabbing some tongs, safety first. We're just going to drop the eggs into the ice bath. At this point, most of the egg salad is done. We're basically just waiting on the eggs. Let's see, I think there's still one more in there. Maybe one other? Yep, one more. Alright. So, we leave the eggs in there in the ice bath for a minute or two while we patiently try to adjust our camera, properly see everything, since we're not using clear bowls today. Oops. Alright, and then we knock our camera loose so that it's completely unable to do anything. Alright, hold on. And drop our power cord and all that other good stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably about right. This mounts way better than the old way I was doing it, but definitely not perfect. Need to get like a C-stand or something and get a proper camera mount. Alright. Now we basically just peel the eggs. The shell will come straight off, just like with the peaches the other day. Dropping it into the ice bath stops it from cooking, and it causes the eggshell to separate pretty easily from the bulk of the egg. Which makes this a very nice method to quickly boil a bunch of eggs and then be able to shell them pretty fast. And when you start getting a little bit of eggshell stuck on there, dunking into the water, gets that to go away pretty fast because the eggshell sinks. Yeah, I could probably do ASMR videos just of the eggshell coming off of an egg. Could peel a bunch of eggs and loop that. When we're done here, shelling these, be able to just crush all these up, and we'll have our egg salad. I make this for lunch every now and then, usually once or twice a week. And it, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, in the middle of a day, you've had a whole bunch of stressful meetings. Going out and shelling a bunch of eggs is very relaxing. It's very satisfying. Actually, after the end of a long day like today, it's still very satisfying. Perhaps even more satisfying because you know you don't have to go back to work in the afternoon. Alright, so we have our eggs here and the rest of our egg salad, so now it's just time to crush up the eggs. Mix everything together. And yeah, you don't need to do this by hand, but you know, it's fun. Get in there and squeeze up all the eggs and mix everything together. The eggs were actually, I probably pulled them out of the ice bath a little bit too early. They're actually quite warm, and they've warmed up the rest of the egg salad, not helping that mayonnaise. But yeah, definitely leave the eggs in the ice bath longer. But hey, I'm impatient, so it'll still be delicious, but I'm probably going to end up chilling this before I eat it. And there we go. So we have egg salad and we have chicken salad. Made reasonably fast. I made 2 things in under an hour, which is pretty good for me. Normally I do 1 thing in more than an hour, so yeah. There's the egg salad. I'll bring over the chicken salad again to show it off, because that's something I think I'm supposed to do. I don't know. So yeah, definitely check out the recipes linked in the description. They're both pretty great. They're both pretty fast. I mean, we started off with no mayonnaise, and that took 10 minutes. Despite it being 2-minute mayonnaise, by the time I explain everything and figure out where the heck in my kitchen things are, it ended up being about 10 minutes. But try them out. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to go off and enjoy my dinner. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I will catch you next time.